Okay, everybody. I'm in the exact same chair I normally sit in, just that the camera is turned the other way, so you're facing that way. But I'm sitting in the chair right now. This is CRKT. This is the Jesper Voxnaes Pilar. Now we know Jesper Voxnaes because Jesper made the last thing that I bought, the Voss, which I got on my birthday, for my birthday, blah blah blah. Okay, now Jesper is from Netherlands, and Jesper is the type of guy who he's the opposite of Ken Onion. Now Ken Onion is probably the greatest knife maker alive today. Very few guys would argue with that. But Ken Onion prefers these crazy, outlandish styles of blade. And that's his style. There's nothing wrong with it. It's what he prefers. And he has really kooky ideas, really far out ideas, and some of them really look amazing. I have the Leek. You know, Leek is more of a gentleman's knife, but Ken Onion is kind of like the really crazy kind of stylistic guy. Jesper Voxnaes is the exact opposite of Ken Onion. Ken Onion and Jesper Voxnaes are kind of like 1911 and Glock. Two completely different men, completely different styles, but both are good. You know, they're good in their own way. Jesper prefers simple lines, simple designs, simple stuff like that. He works for 5 different companies: CRKT, Fox. Yeah, Vox works for Fox. He's done some Bokers. He's done a lot of crazy shit. Go on Blade HQ and see Jesper. Now this is the Pilar, not the Pilar, not the Pilar, the Pilar. And they call it the Pilar because it's Ernest Hemingway's boat. It's a modified sheep's foot, thumb hole. Now you'll notice this knife is very small, but the blade is very thick. Now you could hold the knife like this, and it's comfortable. I'm not gonna lie, it is. Okay. You could hold it like this. Okay. But the best way to hold this knife, believe it or not, is like this. These 3 fingers here, finger twirl here, and just hold it. And this knife is, it could be a gentleman's knife. Jesper himself said it's a boat knife. That's why you call it the Pilar, the Ernest Hemingway's boat. Some guys like to sail boats. They like traditional sailboats these days, and they have the cut lines and stuff like that. You may work in an office, you may wear nice clothes to work, and you want a small blade to carry with you to open packages and stuff. You can like open a metal envelope with this. Okay, cut ties with this, cut ropes with this. Okay, like if you had ropes in a factory or ropes in some kind of warehouse, you wanted to cut them open, or tethers, or shrink wrap. If a pallet comes off a truck, and I used to unload trucks for 11 years ago. If you have a pallet come off a truck and the pallet is wrapped in shrink wrap, you would just take this blade and go straight down. Okay, the blade is actually very small, very strong. Now, I think this blade would be good as a woman's blade. Women now are getting into knives, guns, fishing, hunting, military, law enforcement, fire, heads of household. Okay, women now are more involved with the world than they were many years ago, and this knife would fit a woman's hand very well. And it's still a badass little blade. And you see it's got a frame lock here. Okay, see? Okay, nice and thick. Modified sheep's foot. Pocket clip is reverse. Okay, tip. What the fuck is this here? Tip down carry, or I can flip it for tip up carry. Now there's several different versions of this knife. This is the plain version I got on Blade HQ for about 25 bucks. And there's a new version out where they take this grip here and replace with the blue G10, and it looks cool. $10 more. Or you can get the orange G10 grip with the black blade. The blade is I don't know what kind of coating they use, but they blacken they give the blade like a blackish gray finish. I don't know what the name of the coating they put on this, but that's another variant. And there's another variant coming out now where they have a black, white, gray, not G10 and some other material, I forget what it is. Okay, so basically it's the same exact knife, they just take this panel off and replace it. Now, the G10 blue and orange are going to be $10 more. The newer grip panel is going to be double. So do you want 2 of these for $25? Keep one for yourself, give one to a friend, or do you want one of those for $50? For me, I think it's a waste. I mean, that's my personal opinion. If you want to do it, do it. But I would personally rather have the $25 version than spend $10 more or twice as much money to have a cooler grip panel. Like this back panel here will be exactly the same, but this panel will change. And for me, it's like, and I was talking about this, my tactical versus practical. Is it worth paying double the money to look cool? Wouldn't you rather spend that money on something else, like another knife or a box of ammo, or put it in the bank or some shit? Now, okay, I have some paper test here. The Giants entered 2016 with the record of 19-5-2 in regular season over 10 games. My Giants calendar. Even though this blade is very, very short, okay, it is very thick, very sharp, very strong. I talked to Jesper. Follow Jesper on Instagram. He is the nicest guy in the world. I must talk to him. I probably talk to him 3 or 4 times a week alone. Okay, he's so cool. He loves showing off his blades. He has some new blades coming out at Blade Show. His other blades are the Bantam, the Amicus Compact. He's making a couple for Fox blades. Trying to do this in a viewfinder. No, I want to do it, but I want to see. I want it to get on the camera. Okay. I mean, I don't want to use printer paper. It's too expensive these days. I was cutting one of these the other day just to test it when I first got it, and I got real close to my thumb, and I just shaved my fucking thumb. I didn't cut it. It was hilarious though. Just peel a little bit of skin off it. Okay, very, very nice. I mean, that takes no effort. So, the Pilar by Jesper Voxnaes. It's an incredibly popular blade. Very strong. It's probably, this is the strongest folder that I have. Okay, it's not the strongest if you're going by fixed blade knives, but out of all my folders, this is the strongest. And Jesper did an interview on CRKT where he shows off for them all his stuff, his new models. And you see the Voss, the early model the Voss was released. You see the Amicus, you see a couple of the Amicus Compact, I'll put the link below. And someone asked him, will you make a larger version of the Pilar? He said he'd think about it. So if he does it, he does it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And like this really does fit good in my hand. Even though it's small, I feel like I have a lot of control over it. Very, very nice. And like I said, this would be an excellent woman's blade because it's so small and it'll fit right in a woman's hand real nice. I mean, it doesn't look intrusive. It doesn't look dangerous. It looks like a fucking knife. It doesn't look like a weapon. Okay, it doesn't look like a switchblade or a rocket launcher. You know, some guys get scared of knives. You whip out a knife to cut up a fucking box and guys get scared. But this, unintrusive, unassuming, lanyard loop here, and some guys do put paracord there, and they put images on Instagram and shit. Okay? So, I mean, if you wanted just a knife to carry in your pocket, or if you wanted a nice dress knife, like for the church or for work or for khakis or for formal shit, I would have no problem. You know, you don't need to buy a $5,000 knife. And you don't need to buy a knife that has all the crazy trimmings and shit on it that just make it look stupid and gaudy. You know, it's just a traditional knife. Nice and clean. No bells and whistles. Yeah, Jesper Voxnaes is always traditional like that. He likes simple things, simple lines. And see, it fits in my hand. Yeah. It almost fits in the palm of my hand. But it really is strong. You got to feel it in your hand. You feel it's a commanding knife. When you feel it in your hand, you feel you have the power. It's a strong blade. Okay, nice centering there. Okay, the backspace is nice and clean. A lot of people complain the backspacer gets real bumpy and has spikes and shit coming out of it, but this backspacer is totally flush. Okay. Okay, watch. Yeah, I'm getting better at the deployment. Deployment is not as easy in the smaller package because you have to